Hey guys, it's Stacy with Handmade by Stacy J. Today I'm going to show you how to turn the hanks into cakes. When you pick these up at the yarn store, they are so lovely and they're at their rested stage, and it's just a nice way to get them. You get them from dyers, you get them from the yarn stores. But if you ever just unravel them and try to pull from them, it's a mess. So I'm going to show you how to turn it into a functional cake, and you're just going to need a couple supplies. So first thing you're going to need is a winder. Now this is my Stanwood. I got this off of Amazon. I can't say enough good things about this. I absolutely love this thing. I do have an affiliate link below if you would like to purchase one for yourself. They are not cheap, but they are fantastic. So I'm gonna set this up right here on my desk, and then I'm just gonna secure it real tight. Now the other tool you're gonna need is this little guy. And you don't necessarily have to have one of these. Some people use the backs of a chair. Some people use their partner to just hold it with their arms. Sometimes they use their own knees and then they wind into a ball. But this is called a Swift. And it's like a great big fancy umbrella. And they're pretty nifty to have, but they won't keep you from the rain. So this is what's going to hold your hank open for you so that you can wind it. And hopefully my hanks won't tangle. So this will be a good demonstration for you. Now, I did pick this Swift up off of Knit Picks online. I love this thing too. It's really great. I've been really happy with it. And again, I'll have an affiliate link down below if you'd like to get one for yourself. So I'm going to get this secure. Now, the first step for making your hank where you can put it onto your Swift, so you got to take the label off, and then you're going to unwind it. And usually it's tucked into the very corner right here. So you just unwind it just like so, and bada boom. So then you want to open it up, make sure none of the strands are tangled up, and this is what you're going to have. Now to get this on here really nice, we're just going to go kind of loosely, and then I'm going to raise the umbrella. Every hank of yarn is a little bit different, so sometimes you have to go bigger, sometimes you go smaller. But once it's secure, I don't make it super tight. So this way there's some give. Now I'm going to go through and just make sure everything seems steady. Nice and straight, nothing too twisted, because that's how you get tangles. Okay, now once you've done that, you're going to have these little strands right here. And these little strands need to be trimmed. Make sure you're trimming the ones that tie it together, not the yarn itself. And this one just happens to be at the start of the yarn. Now before I start, I'm going to go around it one more time just to make sure there's no more connecting strands. All right, that looks good. Now when you're doing this, you'll see that this one tends to go on the inside. This one looks like it might go a little bit more towards the outside. So I'm going to pick the one that's going towards the outside so that it fans out a little bit quicker and easier with less tangles. And then this little guy, I'm just going to put him in a safe place for the ride. Now when I put this on my yarn Swift, or the ball winder, I will typically just do a quick little slip knot so that it connects to this a little bit easier. And I'm going to adjust the camera so that you can see how I thread this. All right, so I'm going to put this little loop into this arm that's here in the back. Then I'm going to find the arm right here and feed that in. And then we'll put it in here. And then that little knot helps keep this secure. And when you start winding, you want to hold your yarn just a little bit. You want to give it a little bit of tension, not too much. And now we can start the winding. And when you do the winding, you don't want to go super fast. You want to be sure to give it some slack and just be nice and gentle to your fiber babies. And just always try to keep a consistent pace going on with this. I actually find this quite meditational, and I love the knitting and the crocheting process. Now I try not to go too fast or add too much tension because I want my yarn to still be pretty rested when I'm working with it, just so that it's nice and happy. We like happy yarn, right? I know I do. So as we're coming to the end of this hank, I'm pretty happy that this has been behaving really well. Fortunately, I hope I'm not speaking too soon, there's been no tangles. So I'm going to show you how to finish it up when we get to the end. So just one more second. And here we go. Hopefully no last tangles. Bada boom. Okay. So you let it kind of finish its wind out, and then there's sometimes a little bit of a static that goes on with this. So the yarn will kind of stick to itself. And one thing I've learned is, although you can have it set up for a center pull, if you're working with natural fibers, you're not working with acrylic, you're working more with wool or silk or something like that, you want to pull from the outside of your ball or of your cake. So that way it just doesn't get tangled up. You don't end up with that yarn mess when you get towards the end of the center pull. So what I do just to store this is I unravel it just a tiny bit, and then I wrap it around evenly, almost like a present. So that way I can just do a little tie right here, where I pinch a few strands, feed it underneath, and voila. And then I'll take my little label and I'll roll it up after put this in here. So this way, this is connected to the label. I'll give it a little fold, a little roll, put it right here in this little centerpiece, and then it comes off right into it, just like so. That's Moxie behind me. She's my happy little puppy. So I do hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you later with more tutorials, tips, and tricks. Bye.